lady that I just swear by. She started writing me long emails. First, her email was, we hope that the Arya Mahasammelan would give an opportunity for you to inspire the Arya Samaj and Hindu community to recognize the need for political activism and community involvement. And then she wrote, which partly has been read already, the US Constitution is founded on the principle of separation of church and state, yet political disengagement and apathy lie at the root of the decline of Hindu rights and liberties around the world. That is Satya. If I'm going to be talking from a son of Satyavati, that is Satya. Maharishi Dayanand was not merely a religious reformer. His call to action included not only rediscovering the Vedic heritage, but also recognizing that without liberty to practice our dharma in Vedic way, we'll never be able to fulfill the glorious legacy of Sanatana Dharma. Which you saw it. The kid was phenomenal. You heard me say that Madhu was very smart to put it together because that's my hot button. Over the years, we have forgotten that it is the sacrifices of these brave men and women that not only won India its freedom, but us Hindus to practice our religion with pride and without the fear of persecution. Living in this land of freedom, we have slipped into apathy and often become disengaged from the political process. According to an idiom, now she wrote that, if you do not have a seat at the table, if you do not have seat at the table, what are you? You are the meal. They're going to eat you up. It's time for us to wake up to the need for us to once again remember the message of the great Rishi and take control of our religion and our spiritual destiny. Now, you have a very learned crowd. You are Arya Samajis, after all. That's the base element of Arya Samaj. Intellect. Smartness. But let me ask you this. How many of you have heard the issue of Dalka? Legally arrived children. You probably have heard DACA, right? DACA is Deferred Action on Childhood Arrival for people who came here illegally. Now there are 200,000 Hindu kids who are here, who have to leave. They arrived here legally and they have to leave the country when they turn 21. Their only fault is because they arrived here legally. How many of you are aware of that? Can I see some hands? How many are you aware of that? If you there are, that's good. But not vast majority of people are aware of that issue. This comes from the fact that there are 1 million Hindus in a backlog
of the green card.
Once the U.S. Department of Immigration clears you, says that, okay, you're going to be a great citizen, you are going to be well qualified, you are entitled for green card, you are entitled for citizenship, a wait begins. That wait, do you know if you were qualified today, what that wait will be?
150 years.
150 years. Punarjanam. Then you really will have to wait and wait and wait. Okay? Meantime, your children, their children will get 21 years old. Let's say they arrived at 10. In 11 years, they become 21. While you're waiting for your green card, they are out.
They have to leave.
They have to leave. They came here 10, they don't even know what India looks like. Gotta go back to India. That is injustice. Do you think that Swami Dayanand Maharshi would tolerate that?
No.
That's what our Arya Samajis need to do. That's just one of the things. Then there is an issue for Hindu American businessmen. You know, some of the people you may not you may have not the right statistics. You know how many Hindu Americans are here? 5 million. There are 5 million Hindu Americans. Hindu Americans are not only
Indian.
from India. Hindu Americans, you could be Hindu, you could be from Fiji, you could be from Caribbean, you could be from South America, you could be
Nepal.
from Bangladesh, you could be Pakistan, you could be from wherever you came from. You are a Hindu. There are 5 million Hindus in the country. 1 out of 10 is a businessman. We pay $150 billion a year towards the U.S. Treasury. That's what we pay. But we don't get the seat on the table until we started in 2015 the Republican Hindu Coalition. Now, what happened to these businessmen? From 2000 to 2005, we were attacked by China. They took over the manufacturing industry. There were 3,000 companies in the U.S., half of them, 1,500 of them, owned by Hindu Americans. You know how many there are left today? 180. From 3,000 to 180. Now, we had a big gathering here. There is a committee which is formed, which is called the Committee Present Day Danger
To China.
And so we brought all these businessmen out there, and they told their tales to the senior officials, generals, and policymakers. You know, I don't know, some of you might, have you heard of Ronald Reagan Center?
Yes.
The Ronald Reagan Center, we hold the meetings there. That's actually, by the way, Maharana Pratap is my favorite, you could tell. And Ronald Reagan, whose advisory council I served on, is my favorite. And so all my properties around the world are called Ronald Reagan something. Either Ronald Reagan Palace or Ronald Reagan Community Center. This center is given to the community free of cost, the way they could hold the meetings. Now, this will be a pretty big news to you. Why do you think there is a One Belt, One Road initiative by China? I mean, again, you're Arya Samaji, you're very intellectual, you're supposed to know all this. Ganges flows this way, from Himalayas to India. China wants Ganges to flow the other way, because that's a desert on the other side. That's what they want to do. So, would Swami Dayanand stay silent on this issue? You're giving the right answer. And of course, cross-border terrorism from Pakistan all the time, Kumar, and everything is going on over there. Would he remain? He would be in Kashmir. If he was alive today, he would be in Kashmir, solving this issue. So, I'm going to recite another shlok here, which is our family shlok, taught from my mother onwards. That goes like, Karmanyavadi karaste ma phaleshu kadachan, ma karm phala hetu bhurmate sanga asatya karmani. We as human beings have only the right to do our duty. We do not have the rights to the fruits of our actions. But Therefore we cannot greed for the fruits of our activities. But Sri Krishna says to Arjun, inaction is sin. So when we sit here, you as Arya Samajis, you are not taking action that affects the future of our next and next generations. We are committing a sin per Krishna. So I'm kind of thinking, some of you may want to throw me out from this speech right now, but so far so good. So I'm going to skip some. Okay, now. Turning to Arya Samaj and Satyat Prakash. We first need to understand Mool Shankar. We really need to understand Mool Shankar. What drove him? How he became a rishi of such an intellect? Most historians will agree with the statement that it is perfectly certain that India never saw a more learned Sanskrit scholar, a deep metaphysician than Swami Dayanand after Shankaracharya. He is the greatest rishi. Mool Shankar became Dayanand and probably the most curious boy of mankind. I'm going to tell you a little more story about Swami Dayanand. It is in his autobiography, one of his autobiographies. He really wanted to know if there really is a soul. If there is a soul and if there's a God. He really wanted to know as a boy. So, what he decides to do, he says, I gotta find a body which is just about dying. Then I'm gonna see if I can find the soul. So, he goes to the Himalayas, goes to the top where there is the fastest running stream of water. And in area where they don't have the money, the poor people do not have the money to cremate. In that torrid water, they just throw the bodies. So he figured out a spot for himself among the cold, torrid water running with a knife in his hand. Body comes, he tears up the body. He wants to find the soul. That's how curious he was, how learned he became. In order for you to be a true Arya Samaji, you must be a person of action, karma. Remember what Shri Krishna told Arjuna. Inaction is sin. Now, you heard something about Ram Prakash Bismillah. I'll give you a little more details about our great Maharshi. He was 33 years old in 1857. You probably do not know that all the leaders of 1857 Swatantra Sangram came to consult with him. That included that's at that time is they met at Neem Parvat. The 5 leaders of the movement were who? Dhondu Pant, which was Nana Sahib Peshwa, the adopted son of Bajirao Peshwa. Tantiya Tope, Kunwar Singh, Raja of Jagdishpur, and Lakshmibai. They will go and consult with him, and he was a very active participant in getting India free and getting all that done. Not only Swami Dayanand was the inspiration behind the 1857 Swatantra Sangram, he was a leader of the campaign working day and night to get India free so that you can all sit here and enjoy the freedom our adopted homeland offers. In 1876, he was the first one to coin the term Swarajya. Swarajya was the term coined by him. And then Lokmanya Tilak and Gandhi followed it later. Another fact which was brought out here, there's a reason why 80% of people that were hung by Britishers were Arya Samajis. Men and women of action. Men and women of action. Okay? Not just comments, not theory, not analysis, but men and women of action. So, some of you may have a question, how do I get active? Now, you had Congressman Raja Krishnamurthy here. He's a Democrat, he's a good friend. I have seen him grow from a starting politician to quite a good politician now. So, I'm not taking sides here with respect to whether you want to follow a Democrat Party or whether you want to follow a Republican Party or a Libertarian Party. Doesn't matter. But get information. Find the issues that are important and take part in those issues. There is a Republican Hindu Coalition forum, which you guys are welcome to go. Just either Google my name or look up Republican Hindu Coalition. You'll find the current issues. What are the issues affecting our people? Lastly, my fellow Arya Samajis, looking at all of you, this is not a moment too soon. You invited me to speak to you at this Mahasammelan. This moment cannot be underestimated. This is a moment we can pledge to get off our chairs, pledge to do more than just hums. This is a moment we can pledge to follow our founder. This is a moment we take the lead in making Arya Samaj to be a geopolitical force it should be. This is a moment when we can all pledge to be true Arya Samajis. Thank you, and God bless America. God bless the Arya Samaj.
Thank you, Mr. Kumar, for those words. The message is relevant. The first person to coin the word, to say the word Swaraj, was the founder of Arya Samaj. Then why not be politically awake, know the issues? So thank you so much.